traders at Axis Bank expect the bearish market sentiment in the bond market to persist as investors continue to remain at the sidelines while cherry-picking high-yielding instruments. For the T-bills market, interest remains on short-term maturities as both local and offshore players trade with caution. Well, Kinskin Ukeje, Treasury Team Member at Axis Bank, joins me now for more on-market updates. Kinskin, thank you so much for joining us, and it's quite a while we've met you. But now let's take a look at some of the highlights we've seen in the market. Just about this time last week, Friday, we were reeling from the first OMO auction we saw the CBN take on. And now, within this week, what has been the highest play of activities?
Okay, this week, and thank you for having me, David. This week we've seen the market participants expect another auction, and that's why we saw that cautious trading in the T-bills market and also in the bond. After the expectation of the market participant not seeing the OMO auction, we've seen that bullish bias in the market as market participants are cherry picking on high yield instruments to cover their positions.
And how concerned are you about the thinning liquidity we are having in the system?
Yeah, the thinning liquidity it's a thing of concern, but what we've seen is that bullish bias, and despite the thin liquidity, we're not seeing much of a drive like a bearish sentiment in the fixed income space yet. We could see the settlement of the bond auction earlier in this weekend being cushioned in by the palliative deposits from the central bank in favor of the states.
Okay, now, in terms of how investors have leaned this week and what to expect next week now, across the short end, the belly of the curve and the long end, what should we expect going forward?
Yeah, we would still see them stay on the sidelines and just come in to cherry pick on very good investment yields. We'll just see them still trade cautiously in the next week.
Okay, now, and part of the issues I'd like to also take on is the fact that within the currency market, we're seeing the Naira regain some lost ground, the parallel market and also the INE window and NFX window. At the parallel market now, as of this morning, the Naira is trading at about 830 Naira to the dollar, and we're also seeing a closing gap in terms of what we're seeing play out at the INE window versus what we have there in the parallel market. And currency in circulation has also dipped for the first time in 5 months, although it's a marginal dip. What's going on here?
Yeah, what we would see is the efforts of the CBN coming to fruition, even in the INE market and in the management of the exchange rates. We've seen the CBN consistently come in to intervene as a willing seller in the INE market, and these have given sort of comfort and then driven the rates lower to about 740 levels, and same is happening in the alternative markets. Given the signed deal and the news that broke out from the NMPC and the funds that have been obtained to help cushion the effects in the money market space, yeah.
Well, also what's to expect? We are inching closer towards the end of the month of August. In terms of auctions, what should we expect?
Yeah, for auctions, next week we should expect the DMO to conduct an NTP auction where they will be offering about 303 billion, and around that should jive with the maturity hitting the system next week.
Well, that's not so different from the previous auction, 303, 360 billion. It's quite a close call, but we'll leave the conversation here at this point in time. Kinskin, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Do have a wonderful weekend. That was Kinskin Ukeje, Treasury Team Member at Axis Bank.